What's going on, guys? It's your boy CMB. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and let's get into this one really quickly. Now, guys, I'm sure you guys have heard by now Terence Crawford giving his side of the story on what happened with the fall through of the fight with him and Errol the True Spence Jr. I did put the Instagram live up on the channel here, so if you haven't seen it, make sure you guys go check that video out. But he gave his side of the story, like I said, and a lot of it was pretty much what we've been hearing in the boxing circles in the space here, and some of it came quite as a surprise, that things we weren't privy to. One in particular was the fact that there were some investors willing to put up $50 million for the fight to take place. 25 for Terence Crawford, 25 million for Terence Crawford, 25 million for Errol the True Spence Jr. Now, he said he did bring it to Errol's attention. He called Errol about it. He said Errol asked about the back end money, and I think he said that Errol never got back to him about that deal. So he went straight to Al Haymon. Now, you guys got to keep in mind, Terence Crawford is a free agent now. He's his own boss, so he has to, make his own deals. He doesn't have Bob Arum there to do it for him anymore. He's not being promoted by anyone. He's promoting himself. So he brought that to Al Haymon. And Al Haymon didn't want to touch it. And I do understand. I know he probably didn't want to bring in other investors because, it's going to probably cut him out of the deal, or he's not going to make as much money as he wanted to, bringing in these other people, giving these fighters this deal. And I can understand why Terence Crawford would want such a deal. First of all, it's lucrative, $25 million. Second of all, he's used to guaranteed money. When he was with Top Rank, he had guaranteed money for a fight. I think it was like between $3 to $5 million per fight. Now that he's making this deal with the PBC, he didn't have any guarantees. He was coming in, I think they were giving him 35% of the revenue, but it was the net revenue after everything has been paid for. So he didn't really know what he was getting, no guarantee. And he did agree to all the terms after all this other stuff. But PBC didn't want the fight this year. He said that Floyd Money Mayweather came out, pretty much spilled the beans that the fight was going to happen later on down the line. You guys remember that. Floyd Money Mayweather did say that. They wanted the fight next year. Terence Crawford wanted a fight this year. He wanted to get in a fight this year. So BLK Prime presented an opportunity to him, an 8-figure deal. That's a no-brainer. Why turn that down? Why turn down money? He's 35 years old. It's prize fighting, so he's trying to, maximize his dollar amount before he gets out of the game. And then another thing that he did say, he said that, it's not over yet. He still wants to fight Errol the True Spence Jr. He just let it be known that he wasn't ducking, basically. Because that's been the narrative out here in boxing YouTube, is that Terence Crawford ducked Errol Spence Jr. I've heard a lot of YouTubers out here, big time YouTubers out here, putting out that narrative. They're probably going to try to spin it either way. And that's just the way it goes. You guys know how this stuff goes. So I said it before. I didn't think it had anything to do with either fighter trying to duck one another. I thought it was just, the business. Sometimes the business gets messy. It gets in the way of the fights that we want to see. And he specified that he's his own boss. He's his own boss, and Errol Spence Jr. is not his own boss. Errol Spence Jr. has a boss. Errol Spence Jr. has to go through Al Haymon. Errol Spence Jr. has to go through his team. And that's true. But here's the thing. I don't think he meant it as trying to be throwing shade at Errol. It's just the way it is right now. Errol Spence Jr. is signed to PBC. Terence Crawford is a free agent. And that's as simple as it is. Now, I think we will get the fight. We're just going to have to wait a little bit longer. Both of these guys are going to be fighting soon. Terence Bud Crawford, of course, he's facing David Avanesian on the 10th of December. And we have Errol the True Spence Jr. in a potential fight with Keith One-Time Thurman the same month, December 17th, in Dallas, Texas. So we're just going to have to wait and see once they make that announcement. Bud did poke a little fun at Errol, saying that he's fighting Keith Thurman, and he said that he'll never fight him. So I guess he was trying to, you know, allude to the fact that, you know, you're not your own boss. You have to do what, you know, what the PBC and what your team wants you to do. But we'll just wait and see what happens with that. You know, we haven't got any guarantees that he's actually fighting Keith Thurman yet. He hasn't made any announcements yet, so we're waiting on that. But all in all, guys, I think him fighting Keith Thurman, I still think that's a good fight. Whether he's his own boss or not, it doesn't really make a difference, guys. We just want to see the best fight the best. You know, I know a lot of people get caught up in that stuff. He's his own boss. This guy works for that guy, and most of these guys watching these videos has a boss. So it doesn't really matter. We just want the fight, and I think we will get the fight. We're just going to have to wait a little bit, and I think, like I said, once these two guys, if these two guys fight this month, we can make, you know, an assessment. I think this is a good thing. We can make an assessment of both fighters and see how well they do with fighters of that caliber. David Avanesian is known as a strong puncher, just like Errol the True Spence Jr. Not saying he's an Errol the True Spence Jr., but we like to see Terence Crawford in a ring with a guy like that. Keith One-Time Thurman, he's a mover and a boxer puncher in the likes of Terence Bud Crawford. Errol's never been in the ring with a guy of that caliber, so we're going to see how well he does with that, and then we can make our assessments from there. So you guys let me know what you think about Terence Bud Crawford's Instagram live yesterday. Do you believe him? Do you think he's telling the truth? You guys let me know in the comment section. It's the CMB. I'll talk to you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.